Hello, good day. Welcome to another episode of Kwentuhan Sessions kung saan pagkukwentuhan natin or i-discuss yung mga cases pending Justice Mario V. Lopez. Okay? In today's case, we'll be discussing Integrated Microelectronics Incorporated as petitioner versus Standard Insurance Co. Incorporated as respondent. GR number 210302, August 27, 2020. Okay? So this discuss doctrines in subjects like civil law and remedial law. So two birds in one stone na to. Okay? So let's start with the facts of the case. So, kumuha ng all risk insurance, the Integrated Micro sa iba't ibang mga insurance company, non-life ito. Okay? Isa na dito sa pinagkuhanan niya is si Standard Insurance. And ang effectivity ng insurance niya kay Standard Insurance ay March 31, 2009 to March 31, 2010. So, 1 year. Okay? Nung May 24, 2009, nagkaroon ng sunog kina Integrated Micro. Okay? Kinabukasan, nag-file na ng claims si Integrated Micro kay Standard kasi syempre, covered dapat siya. Pero nung February 24, 2010, nireject ni Standard Insurance kasi di daw kasama sa coverage or excluded peril daw yung nangyari. Okay? Although hindi na diniscuss sa case if kung ano yung bakit siya naging excluded. Okay? At hindi na din siya naging issue sa case na ito. Okay? Pero humingi ng reconsideration si Integrated Micro kay Standard Insurance, which dininay pa din ni Standard noong April 15, 2010. So, vital or important yung information kung kailan sa case na to, kung kailan nag-file okay, ng claim si Integrated Micro kay Standard Insurance. Again, yung claim niya, yung unang filing ng claim niya is February 24, 2010. And then, nagpa-reconsider, okay? And then, dininay yung reconsideration ng April 15, 2010. Okay? Dahil nagkaroon nga ng denial dun sa reconsideration, nag-file na ng kaso si Integrated Micro for specific performance against Standard Insurance. Kasi sabi niya, covered dapat ako niyan eh, bakit hindi mo kino-cover? So yun yung naging issue, okay? However, ang depensa naman ni Standard, prescribed na daw, okay, yung action kasi dahil more than 1 year na from the first denial, okay, yung prescribe na yung action nila kasi dahil more than 1 year na yung action, okay? Yung pag-file ng action against sa kanila. Okay? Ang sinasabi nito ni Standard Insurance, dapat nung unang denial pa lang, okay, nag-file na kayo with the court for specific performance. Pero dahil more than 1 year na nga, okay, ang final ninyo, okay, hinintay kasi nila yung April 15, 2010 na denial, hindi na, okay, hindi na pinagbigyan or sabi ni Standard Insurance, hindi na kayo pwede. Prescribe na yung action ninyo. Pangalawa, yung summons, okay, mali yung pinagbigyan nyo, okay? Hindi valid yung pagbibigay nyo ng summons, okay? So this is the remedial law part na ng issue, okay? Sabi ng Integ, hindi pa daw prescribe kasi sabi sa Eagle Star na case, if sa final rejection, dapat mag-count ng 1 year, which is to them, kay Integrated Micro, is April 15, 2010. So, within the period pa din ng 1 year. Okay? So, yan. Oh, so ang issue is number 1 is prescribe nga ba yung action against Standard Insurance or kailan nga ba yung prescription or yung reckoning point kung kailan magra-run yung prescriptive period, I mean. Okay? Number 2 is valid nga ba yung summons o yung pagbibigay ng summons na kay Standard Insurance. Okay? So, sa issue number 1, kung tama nga ba na si Integ ay hindi pa prescribe, ang sagot doon ay mali. Okay? Prescribe na talaga. Okay? Sabi ni Justice Mario V. Lopez, Contracts of insurance must be construed according to the sense and the meaning of the terms which the parties themselves use. If the provisions are clear and unambiguous, they must be taken and understood in their plain, ordinary, and popular sense. This is consistent with the cardinal rule of interpretation that if terms of a contract are clear and leave no doubt upon the intention of the contracting parties, the literal meaning of its stipulation shall control. Okay? So, ang sinasabi ng court dito, kung ano yung napirma mo sa kontrata at kung ano yung nakalagay dun sa kontrata ninyo, yun yung yun yung maggo-govern, okay? Sa inyong dalawa, okay? Nandito kasi sa kontrata ni Integ tsaka ni Standard Insurance, and I quote, "Under the insurance policy, if a claim be made and rejected and an action or suit be not commenced either in the Insurance Commission or any court competent with its jurisdiction within 12 months from the receipt of such notice of rejection, or in case of arbitration taking place as provided herein within 12 months after due notice of the award made by the arbitrator or arbitrators or umpire, then the claim shall for all purpose be deemed to have been abandoned and shall not be thereafter be recoverable." So, ang naging contention kasi dito, ang sabi nga ni Standard Insurance, malinaw na malinaw, sabi dito, within 12 months from the receipt of notice of such rejection. Okay? So, hindi naman sinabi dito or uh, walang distinction or walang designation na ang sinasabi dito is final rejection. Ang sinasabi kasi ni Integ Micro, yung rejection na yan is, ang tinutukoy na yan is for final rejection. Eh, malinaw, okay, wala namang nakalagay, okay, hindi naman dinistinguish kung final or initial rejection. So, sabi ng court, plain meaning, malinaw naman kung ano yung sabihin ng rejection dyan. So, hindi na natin kailangang i-interpret pa. So, ang rejection diyan is yung unang rejection, which is yung nangyari after nung filing nila ng claim nung February 24, 2010. So, dun nag-umpisa mag-run yung 1 year. Okay? So, yun. Siyempre, ang contention naman ni Integ Micro is merong jurisprudence, okay, yung Eagle Star nga na case, okay? Pero sabi ni Justice Mario V. Lopez and quoting, "In the Eagle Star case that Integrated Micro cited, we ruled that the accrual of the cause of action for filing an insurance claim shall commence when there is a final rejection by the insurance company to avoid unnecessary suit. As to when such final rejection occurs, however, we did not go beyond the terms of the insurance contract to simplify the prompt settlement of insurance claim. In that case, the insurance policy provided that the insured should file his claim first with the carrier, then with the insurer. The final rejection refers to the rejection by the insurance company. Okay? Although Eagle Star used the phrase final rejection, the same cannot be taken to mean the rejection of a petition for reconsideration. Thus, in the subsequent case of Sun Insurance Office Limited versus Court of Appeals, we clarify that once there is a refusal conveyed by the insurer to the claimant, expressly or impliedly, the 12-month prescriptive period should commence to run without awaiting any reconsideration, lest new body of rules be promulgated to resolve the conflict thus. Okay, so dito, clarify ni Justice Mario V. Lopez na dun sa case na sinasite na Eagle Star, hindi naman namin sinabi na or brinoden pa kung ano ibig sabihin ng final rejection. Nagkataon lang dito kasi sa Eagle Star case, may dalawang pwede kang pag-filean ng claim. Una daw sa carrier at sa insurer. Okay? Ang clear lang dito um, ng court, sorry, is yung final rejection is to the uh, is to the yung final rejection is for the insurance company. Okay? Pero wala namang sinabi yung final rejection to the reconsideration. Okay? Ang sinabi lang, ang final rejection is yung sa insurance company. Okay? Doon nalito si Integrated Micro. Okay? Dahil kaya niya sinight si Eagle Star case, which is hindi nga talaga applicable. Okay? Further, the rejection referred to should be construed as the rejection in the first instance, for if what is being referred to is a reiterated rejection conveyed in a resolution of a petition reconsideration, such should have been expressly stipulated. Okay? So meaning, kung gusto talagang i-mean na final rejection to the reconsideration, dapat nakalagay doon sa um, sa kontrata, okay? Para at least clear na nakalagay na kung ano ibig sabihin ng final rejection, okay? So dito, yung doctrinal dito is yung how you interpret the stipulations in the contracts, interpretation of contracts. Kaya nga, pasok ito sa civil law na subject, okay? Na kapag plain lang naman, okay, or wala namang ambiguity, okay, dapat kung ano yung nakalagay sa kontrata, yun yung masusunod, okay? Wala ng other statutory construction pang kailangan na gawin, okay? So yun, yun yung issue sa number 1. Sa number 2 naman, tama nga ba ang pag-serve ng summons kay Standard Insurance, okay? So ang sabi ng court, hindi, okay? Mali din. So walang ano yung effect kapag mali yung service of summons or hindi valid yung pag-serve ng summons, especially kapag in person na yung case. O nakakapag-review tayo ng remedial law. Okay? So, pag mali yung, 'di ba, yung pag-serve ng summons, lalo na pag in person na yung case, the court does not acquire jurisdiction to the defendant. Okay? So, wala siyang jurisdiction doon. Okay? Pero going back, bakit hindi? Okay, bakit hindi naging tama yung pag-serve ng summons? Okay? So sabi ng court, through Justice Mario V. Lopez, the service of summons upon the legal assistant of Standard Insurance in-house counsel is improper. Rule 14, Section 11 of the 1997 Rules of Court provides the manner of serving summons to a corporation. Notably, this provision, as amended, Rule 14, Section 13 of the 1964 Rules of Court that allowed service to an agent of a corporation. Okay? So, ang ginamit pa kasi bago pa yung yung amended rules natin na ginagamit ngayon is yung Rule 14, Section 11, 1997 Rules of Court. Okay? So, kung meron pa kayong bagong kodal, yun yung i-check ninyo kung ano yung tama. Okay? Pero dito, um, ang sabi sa if the defendant is a domestic private juridical entity, corporation or partnership, sa sa bagong sa bagong rules, okay, is sa corporate secretary, sa treasurer, in-house counsel, general manager, managing partner, or president. Okay? Ito yung pwede sa bagong rules, sa amended rules na gamitan natin ngayon. In the absence of an ability of the above mentioned, wala si corporate secretary, treasurer, in-house counsel, general manager, managing partner, or president, pwede naman daw sa kanilang mga secretary. Or if wala talaga, if service cannot be made upon any of the foregoing person, it shall be made upon the person who customarily receives the correspondence for the defendant at its principal office. This is using the new rule, the 2019 amended rules of civil procedure. Pero yun nga, hindi naman ginamit to doon sa case. Ang ginamit is yung Rule 14, Section 11 of the 1997 Rules of Court. Okay? Which states that when the defendant is a corporation, partnership, or association organized under the laws of the Philippines with juridical personality, service may be made on the president, managing partner, general manager, corporate secretary, treasurer, or in-house counsel. O sino ba naka-receive in this case? Yung legal assistant. ng in-house counsel, hindi mismo yung in-house counsel. Kaya mali yung service of summons in this case. Given na ang ginamit na rule is yung hindi pa amended na rule kasi nga nangyari yung case before, okay? Since procedural rules are prospective in nature, okay? So yun. So just to summarize, okay, the case of integrated micro versus standard insurance. Number one, in civil law, okay, the interpretation of a contract, if the stipulation is in a plain language, okay, no ambiguity is involved in the stipulation, and then the kung ano man yung nandun sa stipulation will control, okay? So again, contracts of insurance must be construed according to the sense and meaning of the terms which the parties themselves have used. If the provisions are clear and unambiguous, they must be taken and understood in their plain, ordinary, and popular sense. Okay? So yun. Kaya hindi kinonsider yung rejection sa reconsideration ni integrated micro. Okay? On the remedial law issue side naman, sa service of summons, using the Rule 14, Section 11, 1997, the hindi pa na-amend, okay, mali daw yung pag-serve ng summons kasi sa legal assistant lang binigay ng in-house counsel, hindi mismo kay in-house counsel. Again, uh, failure to validly serve the summons, of course, in action for personam case, is not valid, okay? Ang mangyayari, the court will have no jurisdiction over the person of the defendant, okay? However, using tayo ngayon, ang gamit na sa exam natin, sa magiging exam natin, ang gagamitin natin yung revised rules, okay, under the 2019 amended rules of civil procedure, just to emphasize kung sino na yung pwedeng pagbigyan. Again, pag corporation, domestic private juridical entity, pwede mong pagbigyan una si corporate secretary, si treasurer, si in-house counsel, general manager, managing partner, and president. Dito yung mga nandun sa old rule. Ngayon, sa new rule, may dinagdag na. Pwede na kasama yung secretaries nila. Pag wala din yung secretary, malay mo, naka-out na, ponda pala siya, may date, ganun. Pwede naman daw sa person customarily receiving the correspondence for the defendant at its principal office. Okay, dapat sa principal office niya or ang principal office for purposes of uh, uh, of serving the service of summons is yung nandun sa SDC papers niya. Okay, yung address niya, yun yung principal office. Okay, nakalagay yun sa articles of incorporation, yun yung principal office. Okay? So, pwede na rin kung yung receptionist, kung yung guard, kung yung meron kang male staff doon, yung hindi male na lalaki, yung male na tagatanggap ng mail. Okay, kung sino man yung laging tumatanggap ng mga sulat, okay, not necessarily secretary, pwede mo din siyang ibigay. Okay? Para din maiwasan na yung mga ganitong technicalities. Okay? So I hope you understand and I helped you understand the case of integrated micro versus standard insurance covering the subjects of civil law and remedial law. Again, if this is your first time to listen to our kwentuhan session, marami pa po tayong mga episodes na nasa channel. Please do listen to all of them, and if you want more, pwede naman din na mag-avail po kayo ng either soft copy or hard copy of the Sui Generis JMVL Case Digest, wherein I will promise to upload 5 audio case digest every week para until maka-60, at least 60 po tayo. Okay? Para tuloy-tuloy ang ating kasiyahan at mapapakinggan niyo pa po yung boses kong palakang boses. De joke lang. Okay? I hope this helps you in your bar journey. And yun, happy aral and good day to all of you.